Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Speed Force Racing round 19, round something, as I've only just put 18. It in the title, like round 18, that's it. No, round 17 even, around here in Mexico. So I hope you packed your tequila, because we got Zippo back with us.
Good evening.
Hello, mate, how you doing?
Good, thanks, you.
As I butchered that intro, which is brilliant. Oh, well. Okay, so we're in Mexico, and we love Mexico. Mexico is a track which is giving us some brilliant racing over the 1 year we've done racing. And that was a pretty standout by last season. I believe Joshua Fletcher won it in back when he was in Williams. And I remember quite plainly that I had a major glitch issue with Chopper, which looked like I was crawling all over him all over the race, which was annoying. But, you know, entertaining. So, in the terms of a championship, this is what could happen tonight. Tonight, if I try and find the message I was sent earlier, Noack can win the championship if Josh Fletcher, I believe, if Josh Fletcher scores less than four points or less tonight.
Well, let's hope that Noack sorted out his internet from last week and doesn't DC just before the qualifying finishes this week.
It definitely shouldn't, and I hope that he doesn't, because this is going to be a cracker if he doesn't.
Hope that he doesn't.
No, you haven't had the pleasure of seeing Noack at full pace, have you?
No, I haven't. Not as a spectator, anyway. I've seen him disappear off into the distance, but not actually had the pleasure of being on board with him.
Yeah, here we go. So if Joshua Fletcher in the McLaren gets 4 points or less, Noack will be Speed Force Racing Season 2 champion, taking the throne from Techno Thriller in the Ferrari, who has really had a torrid season this season. He hasn't really got anywhere, which is unfortunate for the Season 1 champion. So, Mexico. It's a bit of a Marmite track. Do you love it? Do you hate it?
Love it.
Really? Take us through it. Why do you love it?
I do love it. It's got a really nice long straight. It's got nice corners. It's got tricky corners. It's got the nasty S-bends. You have to get it right. It's a balanced setup. You've got to go for cornering. You've got to get the speed down the straight so you're not a sitting duck. Love the track.
It definitely is, and something very interesting has come alight. It seems that VSR Marquez will not be joining us tonight to continue his championship charge after his win in USA, which is unfortunate for Marquez. I think this timing has not gone to his way. But still, it's going to be interesting now to see who can go where, as we have, I believe, 17 drivers. Not 17 drivers, sorry. 17 take away 2. I think 15 drivers with us tonight racing at Mexico.
Should be interesting then.
It definitely should.
Oh, I have go with Noack again.
Yeah. You're going for the safe option, are you?
I am.
If it's a wet session, I'm going to go with Honey Badger.
Honey Badger, yeah, he did well last week.
Definitely should be.
The final podium step last week.
Pole time today should be a low 1 minute 15 as we skip the intro, or a high 1 minute 14. That is in the dry. Now, if it's wet, I have feelers down in the McLaren garage. Both McLaren drivers will be sending me the weather, so we can see what's going to happen come race time. But there's not many drivers tonight, which is a good haul of points for those drivers who aren't doing much, who aren't doing very well in the championship. Who said, "Oh, it's wet."
It's a wet quali.
Well,
very interesting.
This has just opened it up, and I think Honey Badger there could be on par for a good position himself. Intermediate tyres. So as you wait and see, it is a wet qualifying and a dry race, I've been told.
Ooh, very interesting. So everybody gets the pick of the tyres going into the start of the race.
Definitely will be. Anybody getting airs of Hungary 2018 coming out at you here as a Renault lines up to leave the pit lane?
Yes, that was a very interesting qualifying for sure.
Yeah, that's S. Graham in the Renault, yes it is. Now, just some gardening news for you. AJ to the P has got a permanent seat in Speed Force Racing, as I understand it, in Force India. I have not had time to properly get him a Force India helmet. There will be a pink helmet in that car by Brazil next week.
going to jump on board with S. Graham.
Yes, let's have a look at S. Graham, and I think Nowak and Humbug are the next couple of drivers coming out of the pits. So it should be interesting with these drivers coming out early, knowing that they've got to get these laps in early, unless it's going to be unless the rain's going to ease off later on in the qualifying session.
Now, it could either get worse or it could get better. They're getting out early because there's heavy rain due to come.
Definitely
so
could.
Get the lower times.
I'm going off, if we look at Sector 1, doesn't look like it might be just a spinner, just misjudging the grip. I'm taking one look at Honey Badger though. I know Honey Badger has been doing a lot of wet practice for this race, or he's been looking just on the off chance, so he might be in the best position out of all of these guys to have a good race. And this could be a race where Nowak extends his championship lead due to the fact that Marquez isn't here to challenge him, and Josh Fletcher might not be on the front row with him. So, coming into this beautiful old baseball stadium here. I love that corner there. I love this entire sector through to this corner here. I made a daring move in a previous league I raced in there back on 2016, and it made the commentators squirm. I'm quite pleased that I remember that.
S. Graham starting off his fast lap now.
Look at that, coming along this wonderful long straight. The scene where you saw Mansell's tyre blow up in God knows what year when he was driving a Williams. But that was...
Breaking very early there.
Well, you've got to brake early at some points as you see him come through. Look at that.
Oh.
Little bit opposite lock there.
Yes.
S. Graham finding these conditions tricky, but he's going to keep trying his hardest to do it. A little bit of a miss of an apex there.
Very
Not too much of an issue, though, at this chicane, as you can make it up.
Though.
What happened there? Take us through it.
He went a little bit wide coming out of the second corner. So how's he gonna cope with the S-bend as he goes through these? Now?
Tell you what, here through in the dry is difficult. Yeah, imagine it through the wet. See that?
Very tentative on the throttle there.
Yeah, you gotta be. He might end up spinning it, which will be unfortunate for S. Graham. But look at that, he's absolutely flying, and this is obviously his first lap. We've got a fair few drivers. The only driver that is not, who has only just left the pits, is Yuzi with 8 minutes 30 seconds left of the session. Oh, that's very deep.
That's very deep. Yeah. The thing is with the intermediates as well, is you can overfuel the car and just keep going and going as the tyres get warmer, your times get better as well.
You definitely can, as S. Graham comes down to complete the first lap of the session. It's a 1 minute 30.9. Here comes the championship leader of Nowak, though, and he goes a 127.5.
Jeez.
Nowak showing what he can do. Where's Humbug? I think Humbug has gone second there.
Second, 128.4.
So let's have a look down at who's GP1 Hamilton. Where's he? He's coming out. Techno Thriller takes provisional pole position from Nowak, and Nowak, AJ going second, GP1 Hamilton going fourth. This is nuts here in the wet. And as you said, these drivers can just keep going and going and going in this weather.
They can.
And that's what you've got to do.
Fuel the better. SJ Graham, or S Graham, sorry, is very, very wild through sector 2.
I'll tell you what, Honey Badger's back end sliding there. He's running a dry setup in this wet qualifying session, which is very difficult for him, but he doesn't care. He thinks that he can do a good job in the wet. He comes across the line now and goes 6th. So he knows he's got to improve that time to go further.
S Graham's is backed out of his lap. Nowak still on a charge. He's 4/10 up on his current time.
There he is. Here comes the Gort, a race winner not to forget in Malaysia, as he comes around and goes 13th, struggling on these tyres. See, this is a disadvantage of having a wet qualifying in a dry race. You got to run a dry setup, haven't you?
Have to run a dry setup, indeed.
Definitely have to. The only other driver who hasn't set a lap is Yuzi right now in the Renault.
Nowak must have invalidated his lap time around there somewhere. He was 5/10 up. That would have put him back on pole.
It definitely was, and that's unfortunate, especially in these conditions. If you lose it, you can lose a absolute brick ton of time coming through these sectors. You see Yuzi just as tentative as his teammate on the throttle coming through these corners, heading towards the S's. Shall we just shut up and listen to your car inputs here? very, very little action on the throttled edge, sort of just gliding through as he heads towards the stadium section. Yuzi struggling in these conditions. These are the conditions I love, though. I love a good wet race, though this isn't a wet race, as Noah is dropped to 4th as Honey Badger takes 3rd position. Look at that. That is a topsy-turvy top right now. Coming as Yuzi's...
covering the top 4 drivers, 1/10, just over 1/10 covering the top 4.
Well, as now we have all 15 drivers setting their time. We'll run through where everyone is. Right now on provisional pole position is Techno Thriller, with coming away from Fletcher Boy, with Honey Badger in 3rd and Noak in 4th. GP1 Hamilton in 5th, as Techno Thriller gets beaten by Noak now. So that's just shifted everything round. Look at that. Noak is stretching his legs. Noak is absolutely stretching his legs. He knows what he can do, as we're currently on board with Josh Fletcher, the main championship rival to Noak, in the McLaren. The man who runs a bright pink helmet, which I made him. He's got traffic ahead of him. It's AJ. AJ gets well out of the way as Chopper retires. I think that's a crash. It is. It is at the S's. Oh, that's a hefty crash. And that is going to cost Haas quite a bit of money.
Completely.
Yeah, you see he's gone over there. You can see the tyre marks at the top of the screen. So he's gone way over, and he's just lost it. Wow, Yuzi almost joined him. What's this? Lee now's gone super soft. It stopped raining.
It has stopped raining. I've just noticed it. Yeah, good spot there for good super soft tyres.
That's a good job. This could turn it upside down as we have 4 minutes left of the session. I'd like to say just hello to the 2 people who have already commented on the YouTube channel. Be sure that if you're watching, please do drop a comment. I'd like to have a chat with you, as we have Odems, who unfortunately can't join us tonight, and Jade, who has moved into a reserve ship as she is struggling with this season. It's a shame. I do wish that we could see more drivers enter and stay as drivers, but still, I'm the one that left. As you see the other Hash just completely cutting a corner. Now, I tell you what, he just cut this corner. Sorry to completely cut you off, as we see him cutting corners everywhere. He's at... Okay, right. This might be a bit questionable. He's cut a load of corners, properly cut them as well, like not even tried to go near the road, to get back to the pits to change tyres.
Yeah, that's a little bit naughty to me.
That definitely is. I think that might need to be looked at. Not telling the stewards how to do their own job. But as we see a few drivers lining up Ultra Softs. Now, in this setup, for you, would you run the Super Softs or the soft tyres?
What, for a starting tyre?
I'm just talking in these conditions.
If it was me going out there now, I'd probably be putting on the Super Softs just to guarantee myself a little bit of a better starting position. Then again, you could push for the soft so you could get choice of pick outside of the top 10.
The thing is, though, with these tyres, the harder compound, as many other people are going in the ultra soft tyres, the harder compound is better in these conditions. Yes. They take less to heat up.
Yes. One tyre would not be going on is the ultra softs.
No, and a few drivers such as AJ, S. Graham are running those ultra softs.
Yeah, I would not be going out on those at all.
No, it definitely wouldn't.
And the thing is the track dry enough yet? Because I can still see a little bit of spray coming off the tyres here.
You definitely can. You can. I want to see the first driver who's out on these tyres. That's the thing.
I don't know who that would be.
I'm not sure. I think it might be Humbug. He looks like the first person heading forwards on these tyres. I'm already on board with him now. But you see, people like GP1 Hamilton, who were normally front row runners, who have stayed out on the Inters, have really made a mistake.
They have made a mistake because you can see in front of Humbug now, Hamilton is slipping around quite a bit as the track is starting to dry out.
It definitely is, and this track is actually quite long. At this point now, if you're coming out the pits, as Yuzi retires, and I think that's contact with the wall. No, he span it. I think I don't know. He might have... No, I think that's AI have actually pulled him off, so he can't do any better in this session. So if you look at Humbug, sorry to cut you off a lot there.
That's fine.
But we've got Humbug, who seems to be the first driver on slick tyres coming towards the sector where we saw Yuzi and S. Graham go very wide, very deep, as Humbug absolutely nails that apex.
I'll
tell you what now. He's going to have an issue though, because if that Toro Rosso there is on a fast lap, he's going to have a struggle to get past him.
Behind him.
Yeah. Now, if you're GP1 Hamilton, you should have a good grace to see, okay, I'm on the wrong tyres, get out the way.
Yeah,
As you see a Ferrari, that's Techno.
Techno Thriller getting out the way there.
The Gort is retired. I think that's just dumping it on track. As GP1 Hamilton
loses it.
Good move though to stay out of there. Oh, there's a lot of traffic here. That's Fletcher boy. He's got to get out of the way.
Oh, I think he's been slightly put off there by the traffic as he went a little bit deep into that turn.
Just a little bit. Humbug negotiating the traffic better than Sebastian Vettel did in Canada. Here we go. How's the first slick lap? Is he going to beat Nowak in pole position with 16 seconds, 15 seconds? And he does, but not by much.
Nowak is just rounding the final corner now, so he will have time.
He's starting the lap.
He's now starting his fast lap.
I tell you what, some drivers, as we see Carlos, who's on ultra soft tyres, he could be in a good position. They have. Hamilton is retired. Chopper obviously crashing out. The Gort obviously retiring. Linnell, he's on a time lap. S. Graham, he's on a time lap. As Linnell makes a big mistake with double lockup, but he's showing as AJ takes pole position right now. The first driver.
124.0.
Yeah. The first driver to do it on ultra soft tyres, but that is not quick enough, I don't think, to beat a charging Nowak.
Oh, we shall see. Let's see what he's up by as he enters into end of sector 2.
Nowak's back end playing a bit havoc there. No major difference though.
Wild.
This could be a very topsy-turvy grid as Gamey Things finishes in 11th position. He's not going to improve on those tyres. The only person that's going to really improve from 7th down is going to be Linnell. So, coming down now towards the stadium section. Sector 2, we've had an issue. Not sure who that is. I think that's a driver putting off as Lee now goes second.
Here we go. Nowak rounding the final corners as Humbug puts a 122.5.
Nowak
smashes that with a
2 seconds.
120.8.
And the main rivals in the championship are 1-2 right now with the previous champion in third. This is going to be a cracker. And we've just cut on board with who was causing the yellow flags. It was my pick for pole position, Honey Badger, down in 8th position. How unfortunate that he stayed out too long on those tyres.
Yes, he did. He's lost it completely. Those tyres just not handling the dry track at all. Still a little bit of standing water out there, but not enough.
Definitely is.
Really into justice.
So, with 1 minute left of the session, we have Nowak in pole position, starting in a good position from his main championship rival in second. Techno Thriller, the previous champion, in third. A good turn of pace from the man there, who struggled at the start of this season. Humbug in fourth and AJ in his first drive with a permanent seat in fifth. With Linnell, the other McLaren, in 6th, who seemed to struggle in these conditions. Carlos, the highest starting Haas, and Honey Badger, the highest starting Williams. With GP1 Hamilton, the man who finished in 2nd place last week, down in 9th, and SFR Chopper, who crashed out in qualifying, still in 10th. So that shows he did such a good lap that he crashed out.
Just looking forward to seeing lights out with the top 3.
We definitely are. Just finishing off the grid here, we have Smelly Badger in 11th, Gamey Things in 12th, Yuzi in 11th, and his teammate S. Graham in 11th, Yuzi in 13th, sorry, and his teammate in 14th in the other Renault, and the Gort, a race winner in this series, who seem to definitely struggle as Mercedes have just bookended the entire field.
Going to be some interesting tyre strategies out here though. It'll be a very mixed up tyre grid, I think.
Definitely is. Carlos GB though is calling that he's not happy though. I've just seen some messages in the chat which really he should not have done at this point in the race. You're meant to stay quiet in the chat all the way through from start of qualifying all the way to the end of the race. But he's saying that he's done a clean lap but it did not record, so we'll have to have a look at that.
Who was that, sorry?
Carlos GB in the Haas.
Oh, I see.
So if we're looking here, looking down the field, look at that. Nowak the number 40 Mercedes ahead of a number 6 McLaren and the number 4 Ferrari. This is going to be a fantastic race as we got formation lap to lead us away once all the drivers are ready. In 10 seconds, ready or not, we're going racing. So here we are, preparing for the formation lap. Lights go green, and Nowak leads us away on the formation lap, as he was supposed to do in USA, but didn't. He's had a brilliant start, and look at that. This is possibly the worst position, though, for Nowak. The worst position for him is to be in first at this track.
Does he not like this track very much?
The issue is purely because of the nature of the straight coming down is a slipstream fest. So Nowak can go from first to fourth.
Very quickly.
He definitely can.
Just looking at the tyre strategies, we've got some interesting tyre choices. S. Graham down in 14th running the Ultra Softs.
He might not have had time to change his strategy properly.
It's possible. So we've got 3 on the Ultra Softs, everybody else are on the Super Softs.
Definitely are. So I'll be taking us through lights out here as normal. So we're getting a few messages in the chat saying about Carlos's thing. I'm sure the stewards will have a look at that in qualifying, and a few supporting a few drivers. We shall definitely see if Fletcher Boy can close the gap here in in Mexico. Donald Trump won't thank me for that one, but you know. Here we go into the stadium section. This is going to be fantastic. And you see Joshua Fletcher is holding up the rest of the field. He's wanting Nowak's tyres to be completely dead. But here we go as Chopper and GP1 Hamilton have made contact. So they're being transported. A few other drivers because of the bunch up. Oh, that's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. Yuzi 2 and Honey Badger.
Fletcher Boy's still holding up. Now he's picked up the pace because of the AI.
Definitely are. So here we go for lights out here in Speed Force Racing Mexico. I hope they've all had their shots of tequila, because this is about to get spicy here at Mexico. Oh, I'm really nervous actually.
I'm excited.
All right then, here we go. Shout if you see anything, Zippo. Let's go. As we go to 5 red lights here in Mexico. Lights out, and the drivers are away, and Joshua Fletcher's got a storming start ahead of the Mercedes, but he hasn't managed to pass him. Look at Techno though, he's struggling. Josh does not pull into slipstream. He's going for the lead already. He's passed him. They're right next to each other, only just. And here we go, Nowak swings into turn 1. No contact visible yet, but you see, Gamey Things losing out sector 1, yellow flag. We can't see who that is yet. It doesn't look like there's a spinner. Looks like there's a bit of contact though. Look at that, Josh Fletcher still 3 attempts behind him. He closes up massively on the brakes, both on fresh super soft tyres here at Mexico. So they're aiming to beat each other on strategy as well. As sector 2, I think that's Honey Badger. Sector 2 is a difficult zone to get right, as we see Nowak threading his way through the S's section, nailing every apex, knowing exactly where to push. That Mercedes looking so planted, unlike it did in qualifying in the wet.
Yellow
as they come round.
The Smelly Badger, he's dropped down to 15th. There was some contact.
That's unfortunate
he's lost
there.
The right-hand side of his wing.
That's unfortunate for Smelly Badger. Pit lap 1, as you see a Sauber and a Toro Rosso going side by side as GP1 Hamilton and Humbug, as we see Nowak pulling through the curb, heading onto the second lap of this Grand Prix, and almost a second away from Fletcher. I see Linnell struggling, he's in the pits.
Yep, the Gore up to P9, up 6 places from his starting position.
What a brilliant job for him. What an absolute brilliant job for him. We're going to switch on to tyres, and normally I leave it on. We see a bit of carbon fibre on the infield as Nowak clips that corner. So we see a few drivers heading onto the soft tyres. Yuzi, Linnell, Honey Badger and Smelly Badger. Smelly Badger's in the worst position as his teammate has just pitted.
So the team aren't ready for him. Hate it when that happens.
That is the worst feeling. Now, Joshua Fletcher is going to have to
Soft
start
tyres
looking,
go on.
instead of in front of him, to behind him to hold off the Season 1 champion of Techno Thriller and
Techno
Carlos GB, who's had a flyer of a start up to 4th position.
Up 3 places, 2 tenths behind Techno Thriller in the Haas.
Definitely is, and I'm just keeping an eye on every battle on the track. But right now, we're having a look at these two: the Haas versus the Ferrari customer team versus the Big Daddy of Formula One. Looking around this round, go on then. What are you seeing?
The Gort on the back of SFR Chopper, coming round the final couple of corners.
Take us through it there. We'll have a look as the drivers all thread round to start the 3rd lap of this Grand Prix. SFR Chopper having a good start from 10th position after his crash there.
Yeah. Under a little bit of pressure from the Gort in the final corners of Sector 3 then.
GP1 Hamilton alongside with Humbug. Sorry to interrupt you, mate. They're going side by side into T1. Who's going to be brave on the brakes? Oh, Hamilton locked up. Still on the outside. Makes a brilliant move, though. Passing Humbug. Look at that, and Humbug, he's just been hit.
SFR Chopper on the Humbug.
Yeah, look at that. The Gort has been hit with dirty air. Now, is Chopper brave enough to chuck it down the inside? He does! But he missed his braking point. There we go. Can he hold it around the outside onto this double right-hander? It's difficult, but he doesn't. He decides to pull out of it.
The Gort's right on the back of them now.
Look at this. This is going to be dirty air galore through here.
This is going to be horrible.
Definitely is. And I tell you what, SFR Chopper, he won't thank me for that one either. I need to get people's names right today as Honey Badger passes Lee Nell. Here we go, the Gort having a look. This corner is difficult to overtake and you do not want to even try it.
So the problem we've got here is Humbug. He's going to be the sitting duck down the straight.
He definitely
in the
is.
best position, having a double toe down the straight.
He definitely is, and with DRS open, as you said there, sir. Here we go, on to lap 4 of this Grand Prix with SFR Chopper. Carlos
side by side with Techno Thriller, down into turn 1.
Here we go, Carlos GB, contact!
Round the outside.
Did a bit of a tyre brush there from the Haas versus the Ferrari.
He's made it stick.
I think that will be just called all fair in love and war right there. So you see, Humbug has got so much less aero on the car that he just flies down the straights. Chopper having a look. He's trying to bait him into doing a Daniel Ricciardo style dive bomb. Just keeping an eye on everyone else on track. This is the closest battle we have on track between 3 cars. Now the S's once again. Is the Gort going to be brave enough? Because he'll be getting frustrated. He knows his car's quick. He's driving a Mercedes.
It's ruining his tyres as well.
Definitely is. You saw him slide through that corner there. Keep an eye on that. Look at that. There's a huge battle for P3 right now between the Season 1 champion and my replacement in Haas. We'll keep calling him that until next season and see what he does in next season. So, the Gort, Humbug and SFR Chopper looking for 7th place. Who's going to keep it? We'll have to see now. Now, Chopper has got to get such a good exit out of this corner to beat Humbug without that drag, but Humbug just pulls away. Look at that.
Just Humbug straight. It's gone very defensive straight away.
Pulling to the right, pulling to the left, pulling to the right again. He can't decide what side of a track he's going on. Here comes Chopper though. He's having a look round the outside. He's not further enough yet. Is he going to do what his teammate did? He does. He tries to. At least he gets squeezed onto the curb. So onto the second DRS straight. They're so much closer to each other. The Gort is going to be licking his lips. One driver's going to either go off here or it's going to be a brilliant move for the Gort. Going to go around the outside, around the inside. What's happening here? S. Graham.
Just stopping you there, Carlos, 3 tenths behind Fletcher Boy going through the S-bend.
Look at that! Oh dear! Contact between Humbug and SFR Chopper, which has caused Humbug to go a little bit off, and is struggling to lose. It's just lost control there. So that might have to look at by the stewards because there was a tiny bit of contact. It may have just been a sidepod glitch. But look at how quick, as you said. Look at how quick, and look at the Gort. Sorry to change subject so quickly. The Gort is looking everywhere. He's got so much more power than that Sauber.
Carlos, just getting a little bit messy through sector 3 there as he went through the S-bend. Missed a couple of his braking points as well.
It's unfortunate for the man in the Haas.
The Fletcher Boy.
Here we go. So, opening DRS on the Mercedes. Humbug not pulling any defensive lines. He's trying to follow Chopper. Chopper doing the mimicking lines. Techno Freddy gets the first penalty of the day. The Gort having a look. The Gort seems to have a better stride through Sector 2. So if he's going to make a move, he might as well do it there as the Gort cuts the corner.
There.
That's
Carlos
unfortunate for him.
Look
at that.
With Carlos.
Yeah, you'll have to take us through the move if there is even an attempt and tell us if it's going to get dicey, because I will keep an eye on these guys as the Gort is so much stronger on the brakes on these tyres. That Carlos is so close, and I'll tell you what, this will be the first test to see if the Mercedes is better through the S section. Mercedes seems so much better. The car seems more set up for this sector. He closes right up behind the Sauber. No dirty air for me as he cuts that corner just a tad. No dirty air, he's saying. This car is built for following.
Funny that was true in real life.
Oh, don't make me dream. But you see, all of this battling is not letting SFR Chopper get as far away as he'd want to be. It's still within DRS, which is killing the Gort. The Gort just can't stay close.
Thing is where he's constantly defending, he's losing time now to GP1 Hamilton.
He definitely is, and here comes the Gort as AJ passes GP1 Hamilton. But here comes the Gort, he's pulled to the inside of the car. He's on the inside of the Sauber of Humbug. The Humbug's not going to give up that move easily. The Gort, oh, very deep for Humbug, but you can make it stick in that corner. The Gort, he's muscling his way through. He knows where the move is going to be done. Humbug's out of shape. Here comes the Mercedes. He's pulling around. He's not going to be brave enough to look into this corner, though. Not enough yet. And this is going to be another frustrating lap for the number 6 Mercedes.
He goes a little bit wide, isn't it? Coming out of the corner. This is the closest battle on track at the moment as well.
I have to say, in reference to the TTL versus SFR race, that was unfortunate that we lost that event, but hey ho, it's just racing. We all tried our hardest, and I'm sure TTFL are happy they won, but good and gracious in victory. So, coming now onto the start-finish straight again, looking at Humbug's rear end is the Mercedes. He's not happy with being stuck behind him. He's switching into full mixed mode. I tell you what, he's still in DRS, but Humbug isn't.
Yeah, he's dropped back. He's just out of DRS, 1.2 behind Chopper now.
He definitely is now. You see, the thing is, even without DRS, that Sauber is stupidly quick in a straight line.
Yeah, he must be running some very low downforce there.
He definitely does.
He's very confident through the chicane there.
Definitely does. A little bit of that with a slide from the back end as we were on board with him. He struggled through there, so it's a shame that he couldn't keep the power down, because there could have been a move as AJ's now trying to catch up again to GP1 Hamilton in 6th place. The Gort, dirty air, I think starting to affect him. We're on lap 8 here. These tyres should go a little bit further. This should be an easy one-stop for all drivers.
The problem that we've got, or not we've got, the Gort's got, being stuck behind Humbug for so long. He's not doing his tyres any well, but he's going on around the outside, which is the inside. Can he a little bit later on the brakes, round the inside? But Humbug is not giving up very easily at all, as it now becomes the outside. Humbug trying to defend it as Gort gets the move done. Up into P8 finally. Gets the move done. It
definitely was, but unfortunately he's not going to be able to defend as he doesn't have DRS coming onto this straight. Humbug's already proven that he's quick now on this straight. Here we go. So you see Chopper in the back. Gort goes defensive, as you said. The Gort showing why he should be a driver. Look at that. Just slingshot movement there. Something you expect to see from a Max Verstappen-esque move right there. Brilliant move there from Humbug, because the Gort unfortunately cuts the corner and gaining a 3-second penalty.
Up the inside of Techno Thriller. Out of the second DRS straight up into P4, move made.
Tell you what, that was such a brilliant move there for GP1 Hamilton, proving that he should not be lower down in this series. He's about back where he belongs. Where I think he belongs, which is about P4, P3. He can push hard though. I reckon he could be looking at the podium today, maybe even 2nd place if he's lucky.
So Noet 6 seconds ahead of Fletcher Boy now. 6.1 seconds now. Can anybody stop the flying German?
I don't know. We shall have to have a look as the Gort now pulls to the inside. No, he doesn't. He has a look, though. He's still there. I tell you what, this battle's going to go long and hard because Humbug's got the straight line speed, but the Gort knows where his car's best, and that's Techno Thriller makes the first racing pit stop of the day. So what tyre is he going on? He's going on softs.
DRS opens now. He's following. Humbug goes on the inside.
He's got a good run there. Look at that. Take us through it, mate.
Down into turn 1. Late on the brakes. Humbug's not giving it up again. Slight contact as they go into turn 2 and 3.
Definitely what Humbug won't be happy with that. It seemed tyre on tyre, and though.
DRS.
That will help him with his defence.
Look at the Humbug again, gaining even with DRS, without DRS.
It's insane. He's got. I'm sure he doesn't have that 2018 engine in the back of that Sauber.
That was very impressive from Humbug there.
See, this is where the Gort shines. So let's just watch those lines that he takes through here. He must. Oh, Humbug's tyres are gone. Well, not gone, but they're going. They slide. Look how much time he's lost there. And that's the unfortunate procedure of running such a low downforce setup.
Yeah, Humbug has completely lost time now.
He definitely has, but I'm going to stay on board with him so we can see what happens coming into this sector. See how quick he is along the straight here. As I'm just going to also...
into the pits.
AJ enters the pits, and I remembered I need to open that first. As we watch Honey Badger now passing. Wow-wee, Honey Badger passes S. Graham into that sector there. Might be a bit questionable because he went off track afterwards. S. Graham not giving it up though in the Renault. The driver with the lime green helmet there, just trying to push his way through as he decides to pit.
Now, did SFR Chopper
Oh
make
no!
a mistake?
Sorry, S. Graham has got a 5-second stop and go penalty for speeding in the pit lane.
It'd be interesting to see whether SFR Chopper made a mistake on a previous lap. He seemed to, through the S section, I would say.
Noah, stop, go penalty for severe collision with Yuzi.
What happened there? Then?
That's a lapping car as Yuzi retires on track. And he's blocking Carlos and GP1 Hamilton. Oh no, the AI screwing two drivers over. Again and again this happens in this game, and unfortunately the rule, no matter what, is retire in the pit lane in SFR.
So that would be what's called in the school days as a rage quit, I believe.
You've been watching my commentary too much, as here we go. We're going to have a look now at Gamey Things, who's wanting to pass the Season 1 champion of Techno Thriller in that Ferrari, but Techno's already pitted. I don't believe Gamey has yet. As GP1 Hamilton moves into third position, that's the podium, taking away from Carlos GB, who frankly was having such a brilliant move. So we see drivers being lapped already. It's lap 12, and I think that was just a lap incident. Noah is going to be... Oh, Carlos missing his braking point there. Almost into the back of the Toro Rosso. But I think Noah is not going to be happy because that may have severely damaged his charge in this race. With a 5-second stop and go, with it being a long pit lane here, he's in trouble.
It could be one to take to the stewards, though, as it was a lap car that caused him the 5-second stop-go penalty.
It definitely was. Unfortunately, we did not see it on stream, which is unfortunate. I normally try and get every incident on stream as I can, just so the stewards have something else to look at as well. If I don't catch it on stream, I apologise to the stewards, and that is going to be one I want to see, as Carlos attempts to chase down the Toro Rosso.
Absolutely. I would like to see that as well. So the top 6 are still yet to pit. Gamey Things as the final one to...
Well, Carlos is going to break that as he gets a 5-second stop and go penalty. That line is catching people out. It's much closer than what you think it is. As I hit the wrong button, I apologise to the stream. What tyres is Carlos going on? As I apologise for hitting the centre button. A Smelly Badger retires. I think he's retired in the pit lane, so that's all right. Let's have a look. Where is he? No, that's Yuzi. Yeah, Smelly Badger retired in the pit lane. He's 13 drivers here at Mexico as we try and catch up with AJ. AJ, please. There we go, AJ, who's trying to catch down his new teammate. Is Sector 1. We have yellow flags. We should be coming up to that sector now. I'm not sure who it is. It doesn't like there's anyone on stream yet. So,
no, nothing that I can see.
Still yellow flags behind us. It's behind them. It's Smelly Badger's car. Okay, here we go. Gamey Things is not going to give this place up. Oh, this is getting dicey. Now, Gamey Things is not going to give this position up easily to his teammate. He is a strong defender. Gamey Things is brilliant. This is the first time you'll have seen Gamey Things push for defence. You see, look at that. Oh, he's pushing it, and that might be Slipstream gone for the lobby.
The thing is, are they not on different strategies though?
They are.
Is still yet to stop.
The thing with Gamey,
come into play here.
The thing with Gamey, he doesn't care if you're stopped or not. He wants to pass you on speed. Now, that may have been an orchestrated move there between Gamey and AJ to the P, but I think Gamey is more likely just thought, okay, I'm pitting this lap, get ahead of me.
That'll be interesting to see. Does he dive into the pits?
No, he doesn't. So he made a mistake. His tyres are dying now. Here we look now, up for a battle in P2. GP1 Hamilton. Double lock-up into the short stadium section, heading towards the double right-hander. He's on the back of the McLaren, and this could hurt Fletcher Boys Championship hopes.
Got 4/10 behind SFR Chopper. Just out of Sector 1.
Techno Thriller gaining another time penalty. That's unfortunate for Techno. After starting such high up, he seems to be falling away in this setup. Okay, GP1 Hamilton, pull into the left, pull into the right, looking as Humbug passes Honey Badger.
Oh, it's just constantly gaining through the S-Spens. Unbelievable control through there.
Whoa! As Fletcher Boy pits, he decides he's had enough of this. So,
Gort and SFR Chopper still both to pit. Who's going to dive first? Neither of them do, as the Gort has DRS Rich Mix behind SFR Chopper down the pit straight.
This should be a brilliant move here.
Open.
Take us through the move. What will you do in this situation?
Slipstream and dive outside. There we go. Go in the inside. Late on the braking. Round on the inside. Turn 1. Move made. Oh, he's overcooked it. And he's given the place back. That's
it's unfortunate
how to not do it.
As Gamey Things gains another penalty. Techno Thriller gaining a penalty, but Gamey Things, this was a stop-go penalty. Just answering a question in chat. Unfortunately, the only people able to join and spectate in this lobby are the two co-commentators, myself and Zippo, in this race. So you are not able to join and watch the race live, so you have to watch it on the stream. So, Carlos GB, who's already stopped, is looking at Fletcher Boy, who's only just stopped. This is very difficult for all drivers right now. That pit lane is catching people out, and we know Noah has got a time penalty. He's going to drop down low.
Carlos pitted on lap 13. Fletcher Boy pitted on lap, 15?
Noah's in the pits. As we hear the Coronation Street music in the background, he's being held for 5 seconds, and that is a new front wing for the Mercedes. How is he only in second as his teammate comes in? Oh no! That is just ruined the Gort's race right there. Mercedes not helping their number 2 driver. The Gort on... just a quick blast onto soft tyres. The Gort is going to be raging. Why weren't you ready, Toto? Why weren't you ready?
Noek has his work cut out now because he's now done in P7. The only two to pit, not to pit, are Hamilton and Chopper. Noek has got his work cut out for him now. This is where we see just how good Noek is.
It definitely is. If Noek can pass all these cars, and to be honest, we have over half the race distance left, it could be a dicey one for the championship. And Fletcher Boy must be rubbing his hands together, and the penalty is going to be huge. This is going to be huge looking at what's going to happen in Brazil.
Don't forget though, Fletcher Boy has a 3-second penalty at the moment as well.
He does. Now, if you look at Carlos, as SFR Chopper, by the looks of it, is starting to struggle. Techno Thriller dive down the inside by the looks of it. Up the tricky corners, Carlos gains another penalty. And it seems that SFR Chopper should dive into the pits now on this lap. There he goes.
So the only one to pit now is GP1 Hamilton.
It definitely is. And something to bring up though, by the looks of it, Humbug and Techno Thriller are on 2-stop strategies.
Yes, they've both
Unless they can pull those soft tyres another God knows how many laps.
Well, what will they do? They'll go ultra softs to the end to have a fast last stint?
That's the only logical option of what they would do. So, Carlos GB starting to close on the McLaren. A little bit less time due to a few mistakes on his end. Diving down there. Those soft tyres do not look like a very nice race tyre on the Haas right now. But look at that. Brilliant drive as we go down to Noak, the man who started on pole position, who is struggling.
Lienel, 3-second time penalty.
Lienel, unfortunately, having his...
It's unfortunate for Noak, though.
It is unfortunate, and I think he's going to be absolutely driving angry. He's going to have the bit between his teeth as he comes now to pass AJ. AJ, knowing that he's not in this fight, should really let him through. And to be honest, on the back straight, on the start-finish straight, he's not going to have much to hold off. He's got fresher tyres. He's got, by the looks of it, a faster setup. It should be interesting to see who is quicker out of the Force India or the Mercedes.
Here we go. Noak will have DRS. Has gone into rich mix.
Here comes DRS now, pulls to the inside, easy move. AJ not defending as he knows that he is not in the same race as this driver. So Noak up to 5th position after starting first here on lap 18 out of 36. Currently leading is GP1 Hamilton, who is stretching those soft tyres. Absolutely stretching them. Super soft tyres. My apologies, I can't get my colours right today.
Hamilton still to pit as well.
Definitely is. I'm just keeping an eye on AJ. They're currently the closest battle on track, but it's not really a battle, as AJ will not really put up much of a battle when it comes to Noak. So, will Hamilton drive into the pits now? He looks like he's staying to the left. Staying to the left? No, he doesn't. He doesn't. Out. Those tyres are going to absolutely be screaming, but he knows that he can push it further.
It's going to be interesting. I'm just going to go right on board with Hamilton now, just to see how his lap times are differing.
Yeah, it definitely is. I mean, you're looking at it and you're thinking, okay, what's happening with all of this? He's definitely... Could he be pushing it to try and go on ultra soft tyres?
It's definitely possible.
Noak goes fastest with a 1 minute 18.1. And he won't be satisfied with the fact that it's 1 minute 18.1. He'll want a 1 minute 18.0.
See, sector 1 for Hamilton is only 0.2 down. That's not a great deal, really.
No. It's sector 2 in the S's where I'll struggle the most of all. So while we're here and you're investigating Hamilton, we're going to go through the current standings as it stands. Hamilton in 1st position with Techno Thriller in 2nd, Fletcher Boy in 3rd, and Carlos GB in 4th. Noak in 5th, who's charging after Carlos, wanting 4th position. AJ to the P in 6th, Humbug in 7th, and Honey Badger in 8th. SFR Chopper in 9th, and the Gort, an unfortunate pit stop error, has cost him dearly track position, and he's down in 10th. Out of the points right now is Lienel,
Hamilton into the pits.
Gamey Things, and S. Graham. Thank you for giving me that information. We'll have a look at what Hamilton is going on. The Italian team have got what tyres ready? It looks like another set of super softs. No, they're softs.
They're softs. 1 stop for him.
So he's pushing for it.
16 laps here. Techno Thriller into 1st.
See SFR Chopper catching up with Honey Badger. Honey Badger seems to have made a mistake.
Noak. This could be close. Noak. He's just got past Hamilton. But Hamilton on a much fresher tyres. Can he take a challenge now to Noak?
It definitely was. And we could see in the first stint back in USA that Hamilton could hold his own with Marquez. He tried so hard to pass him, but he didn't have a chance. As SFR Chopper passes Honey Badger, a little bit of a weave. I think that's Honey Badger saying, okay, I'll let you through. And Chopper weaving, thank you. So, let's have a look now at the Force India and the McLaren battle down for 11th position. Can Gamey Things gain 5/10 on this straight and pass him? They're struggling. Carlos GB getting another penalty. I think that adds up to over 12 seconds of penalties. These drivers are not slow, gentlemen. They're going to push their hardest and they know what they're doing. And unfortunately, Gamey's just made a little bit of a mistake as Lienel made a lock-up. Now, have a look up at GP1 Hamilton. He is where? He's right there on the back of Noak. Well, he's not on his gearbox, but he's there.
enough to give him some, maybe a single faded white arrow.
Maybe, just maybe, a little bit too close, a little bit too far though for a Toe. And if Toe is not here in this session, he's gonna really struggle. As you see, just look at that. Look at the drag difference in those cars, just off the corner.
There it is.
So the gap's sort of stabilising there.
He is gaining.
Yeah, well, we're going to have someone else who's gaming enough. It's 1/10 between Gaming Things and Linell. Linell locking up into the corner, just heading into the stadium section. Lots of fans watching here as Gaming Things is looking around that car, trying to get past Linell. See, Gaming is a brilliant attacker, and he has improved his attacking since Season 1. He had to bring his Linell into the pits.
Disappointing. I was looking forward to joining that battle.
Definitely was. So, yes, GP1 Hamilton. I don't know why I'm constantly saying S. Graham today. I've just got S. Graham on the brain. So, GP1 Hamilton trying to close in on Noah. He's gaining in the second sector. He's got fresher tyres, but he just can't get close to Noah. Noah's just got the speed right now.
No, they haven't.
The thing is, Noah is going to come up to soon to Carlos GB. Now, Carlos, if I know Carlos, and I don't know him very well, but he should go absolutely defensive as soon as he sees that Mercedes. Try and just defend as best he can. He's in a brilliant position. Something better than I would have done in the Haas. Right now, he's running in third position.
Closest battle on track is Hamilton on Noek at the moment.
They are, and Hamilton's made a mistake though.
Spread out now.
He's very spread out in the background there. There's a few drivers complete the 22nd lap and go 21st lap, sorry, and go on to 22nd lap. Look at that, Hamilton's just got the better drive off that corner. Lock up though on both tyres. He's able just to keep going around. This could be a very interesting time here in SFR.
Carlos just in, yeah, it is. It's Carlos just in front of Noek as well.
I know, I've just seen that. So they're dragging each other along. The Gort, though, is very close to the back of Honey Badger. So if you could keep an eye on the Hamilton and Noek incident, as I watch his teammate here in the other Ferrari, the other Mercedes, go for the Williams of Honey Badger. Now, Honey Badger has been on those softs since lap 1, so they must be starting to struggle.
Pushing for an ultra soft finish, then he must be.
Oh, brilliant drive there from the Gore. Absolutely brilliant. Drop down to 6th gear, let the rev limiter buzz, and he's just passed him. It could also be that Honey Badger's let him through to try and put him off. Not to put him off, but it's absolutely brilliant. If you're aiming to join this league, remember to go onto Facebook and just look up Speed Force Racing PS4, and we'll take it from there. Currently, we're looking for drivers for the Premier Division next season and for GP2, which should be where I'd be racing if I'm still here come that time. A lot of rumours circulating whether I am signed with a team yet, and I cannot confirm if I am or I am not yet.
Hamilton just doesn't seem to have the pace.
He's able to hold on, but he isn't able to capitalise on it.
He's not able to close the gap. No, but
no.
Noek has brought the gap to Carlos down by a second. Hamilton within 7 tenths now, 6 tenths. Did Noek make a mistake, or did Hamilton just nail the S-bends?
I'm not sure. I was going to say just before. I tell you what, Noah might be getting some bit of like a brief dirty air from the car in front of him.
Yes.
But he's where's the DRS line? I think there's DRS line. He's going to have DRS on Carlos GB.
Hamilton, does Hamilton? Yes, he does. The thing is, I'm not sure.
No, using DRS. He doesn't have DRS.
Here. Slipstream's not here at all.
No, Slipstream's not here on Hamilton's point of view, but on Noak's there definitely is Slipstream, as he's going for 3rd place now. Championship leader looking to get back on the podium where he belongs after such an awful incident with Yuzi, which we did not see. But it was big enough to make Yuzi leave.
Behind Chopper.
Tell you what, the worst bit about this now is that they're going to have to be dealing with S. Graham with traffic. S. Graham, get out the way. This is a battle for podium positions. Go on board with Carlos, see how he negotiates this. S. Graham making a brilliant move. Well done, S. Graham, getting out that way like that.
Very sensible.
But look at that, Nowak is right on the back end of the Haas. He's got his claws hooked into that rear wing, and he's pulled out to the outside, limiting the dirty air he's getting, and making sure that he knows what he's doing. Yeah, cooling his tyres down. If you could keep an eye on the Gorton SFR chopper, as we're having a look now at Nowak. Is Nowak going to get the podium position back on this? Carlos GB's tyres might just be giving up as he now gets another time penalty.
Gort just so confident on that setup that he's got there.
S. Graham goes into the pit lane. Oh, that's unfortunate for him as Carlos GB pulls to the outside. Is Noah going to pull a Daniel Ricciardo-like move? He's had a look and he's going for it! As S. Graham retires and says, oh no! Contact between Carlos GB and Noah. A little bit of tyre against bodywork, but I think that Noah might have just knocked him a little bit off course, which has caused Carlos to lose momentum. I do believe that Noah should...
DRS wing open, up the inside, had a look. Backed off. Sorry to interrupt you there.
It's absolutely fine. I think in my limited experience as S. Graham leaves the session not happy, both Renaults out and not a good day for Renault. I think that Noah should hand that position back to the Haas because he did have a little bit of a tyre rub, but that's just my opinion here. We shall see what happens as the Gort unfortunately getting another time penalty.
Yeah, cut the corner there. Turn, come out the first DRS zone.
Tell you what, Carlos, he's struggling to keep the car on track at some points. His tyres must be starting to scream with pain. Not wanting to do as I may be getting a little bit of a lag off these drivers, not too sure right now. I know I'm getting some off Carlos.
Into the pits.
That's it. That's the first one with 10 laps to go. Ultra soft tyres on the Ferrari. He's going to be on a charge as Noah back into 5th. Fletcher boy comfortably in the lead right now. Only just though with his time penalty. So, is Hamilton going to be brave enough to make a Daniel Ricciardo dive bomb on Carlos?
Just on board with the Gort at the moment. The Gort DRS wing open yet again. Rich mix, gaining on Chopper, moves to the inside. Into turn 1. Doesn't get the move done. Chopper, sorry, not giving up. But he does this time. Who's going to have DRS? The Gort has DRS again.
Carlos GB getting another time penalty, unfortunate for him, but I think the Gort's going to get this move done if he's brave enough on the brakes.
No, he's not. I don't know. Yes, he is.
There we go. Oh, he's pushed him wide.
A little bit wide there.
And he's given him a time penalty.
Gort's got to give that position back, in my opinion. He pushed him off.
Definitely there. I believe that he should hand that back now. Back up to the fight for 3rd place here. Carlos GB still trying to hang on with all his might. He's up in lofty heights, that Haas, but I don't think he'll be able to defend from the charging bull of the Toro Rosso car with Hamilton driving it. Hamilton with DRS open, Carlos pulling to the inside. Hamilton following him. Hamilton having to go round the long way round. Oh, front wing camera, not brave enough to chuck it in there. And Carlos, brilliant defending from the man who replaced me at Haas. How many times do I have to say that in one stream? I don't know. Humbug a 3-second time penalty. Tell you what, Hamilton, lofty heights down here, he's struggling. Look at that. Okay, Hamilton, he knows what he's doing. A few comments now. Well, one comment, sorry, on the YouTube about the Nowak incident. He's claiming Nowak has racecraft. Nowak has racecraft. I think that was just a lapse in concentration there from the German against the Spaniard in the Haas. But still, to be honest, what's up with Techno? Oh, he's very close to
gaining on AJ.
Definitely is. If you could take us through that move, once that happens,
going very defensive.
I'll tell you what, I'm going to have a look now. Oh,
AJ was very defensive there.
AJ ran him out of road there, didn't he?
A little bit, yes. He went defensive on the inside to block him off from going around the inside.
Right, this is going to be an interesting move. Going to have to move back though, because Carlos GB is still defending from from Hamilton. This is insane right here. I've never seen someone defend so well in my life, and he's doing fantastically for it. Little bit of a mistake though. This could be Hamilton's chance. Hamilton looking, he pulls to the outside, he's going for a dive bomb. He's had a dive bomb, he's locked up. Carlos is still there. He's on the inside. Oh, is there? There's no contact though. Coming into the double left-hander. Hamilton spinning his rear tyres up, and brilliant racing from these two here.
That was absolutely great defending from Carlos there.
Brilliant. Carlos knew where to place that tyre, but unfortunately he's struggling through this sector. His tyre's giving up, and that would be heartbreak for the Haas driver. He's doing so well right now.
Massive lock up there from Hamilton. Noek within DRS range of Fletcher Boy.
This will be interesting if you could keep an eye on one of these battles. I think I'm going to keep my eye on this one.
Noek.
Yeah, just have a look at Noah, because this could get really dicey for the race lead as we have 8 laps to go in this Grand Prix here at Mexico. DRS opening on the Toro Rosso. We keep talking about Hamilton. He's a brilliant attacker. Carlos showing his worth as a defender. Look at this. Okay, Hamilton looking to one side. Oh, Carlos. No, Carlos. That was too many moves there with defence. And rubbing tyres, almost body slamming the Toro Rosso off the track. But that was a bad angle for me. I'm not sure if so much as AJ Pitts. See that? Look at Hamilton. He's had a lot of time lost, so there might have been contact there between the two drivers. It was such a poor angle. I had an angle where I was facing the corner from a standing point over the grass, so I didn't see much. We'd have to see the onboards, and if a driver deems it to be wrong in his opinion, he'll take it to the stewards, and I'm sure Noah will be heading to the stewards later for that incident with Yuzi, which unfortunately we haven't seen. Everybody now is going to want to see. Carlos pulls to the inside now into this corner. Is he able to defend his techno? Gains another time penalty. Carlos going wide of that corner. Oh, double lockup for Hamilton. He's trying everything to get past the Haas, and he just can't do it. Carlos is parking on every apex, slowing him down. Very slow there as Carlos losing the back end. Oh, here we go. Hamilton with a better run. This is gonna be it. Hamilton pulls the inside. DRS open on the Toro Rosso. He goes straight for it. He's still just behind. He's ahead now. Is Carlos going to be brave enough on the brakes? Let's have a look. He is. He's having a try, but it's not enough. It's not enough, and Carlos's podium charge. Oh, it might not have been ended. No, here we go. DRS open on Hamilton. No. Oh, that might be it. A little bit of lag though coming off Hamilton's car. So this might have just been it for Carlos's podium charge, unless Hamilton makes a big mistake. Anything happening up at the top? Give us a shout. Oh, I do apologise. It looks like we've lost Zippo for a bit. It looks like he's gone off to either deal with his 6-month-old son. Hopefully, we'll ask him how his son is in a moment. So here we go. Noah is looking to make the move on Josh Fletcher for the race lead after Noah's 5-second stop-go penalty, which we're not sure if he deserved or not. I believe if it was a lap car incident, he shouldn't do. Now, Josh pitted after Noah, I believe, so Josh should have the slightly fresher tyres. Josh pulling to the inside now. DRS opening on the Mercedes. Can he catch the McLaren Honda? He's got so much more slipstream. There's actually slipstream on Noah's car, which is good. Noah looking for the inside. Josh moves to the outside. He's running him out of road. Perfectly legal though. As Noah, not sure if there was contact there between the McLaren and the Mercedes. But Fletcher Boy now drops down. He's going to struggle to keep up with him now. He's not happy in that McLaren. He wants to get past him again. Oh no, this is going to be torment, these two. Oh, Noah makes a mistake. No, he doesn't. He lets him through. Noah has realised that he did something wrong. It must have been the body slam that we only just saw on the camera, that he's decided, okay, that was dirty. I'll let you through. That's good from Noah. Brilliant driving from him and such maturity. The man who's leading with these two are titans in Speed Force Racing, going for the championship right now, and he knew exactly what he was doing. I've made a mistake. I hold my hands up. I've done it. I've let him through. Hopefully the stewards will take a dim move on it. The stewards will not take any action, I don't think, from that, as he's let him through. It'll be interesting now to see how much closer Fletcher Boy and Noak will be coming down here. Going to have a drop down though and have a look at Humbug if he gets close, as Carlos GV gains another penalty. Unfortunate for Carlos. Noak is going to be... He's gaining time, minuscule time though, on Fletcher Boy here. So... Humbug in the Sauber looking to pass SFR Chopper in the Haas. Oh, I'm just keeping my eye on the top two. Still gaining time. Noak seems just to be perfect everywhere on this track. Excuse me as I burp a little bit. Tried to keep it as quiet as possible on the microphone. So, Humbug struggling with traction coming out of the final corner, opening DRS. Now, Chopper... Is he going to make a move? Chopper doesn't go defensive. He's letting Humbug go around him. Is he going to try and go for the switchback? He's not. Not enough road. And oh, AJ follows him all the way through. Didn't see that coming. Oh my goodness me. I did not see that coming there. This is an absolutely crazy race here. And we've only got 4 laps to go.
Apologies, I have returned.
Hello, sir. Is your son all right?
He is, yes. He's teething at the moment.
I just thought we'd make sure that he's alright. The entirety of Speed Force on it. Now, here we go. Titans are fighting again. Noak trying to get past Josh Fletcher once more. So, this traction going to be an issue here. Josh Fletcher keeping the defensive line on the side of the pit wall. Look at that. DRS opening.
1/10 at the back of Humbug.
He's passing him now. If you could take us through that. As we look, Josh Fletcher pulls to one side of the track. He's not going to let him through as Noak, sorry, goes for a big dive bomb, but he makes a massive mistake. And here comes, and he's got a time penalty. This is now just opened everything up, as Noak has got to stay ahead on track now of Fletcher Boy, or he's not going to lose it.
In the slipstream, DRS will be open, following Humbug to the outside, to the inside. On the inside, staying right behind him. Slipstream just about there. A little bit of lag there. Down the inside, very late on the braking, very late on the braking. Contact.
That seemed difficult. We'll have to see that from different angles. It looks like AJ broke late and Humbug tried to brake later as Noak is now in the lead. There's been a mistake. It looks like Hamilton's pulling to the inside. Fletcher Boy's chances of staying ahead has just dropped dramatically. Here's a Toro Rosso comes to the inside. There's going to be contact if they're not careful.
What's very interesting now is Noak now has a 3-second time penalty. So he has to break away from these guys now.
But does Hamilton have any penalties? Hamilton could win this race.
I'm going to check now if Hamilton has any.
I'll tell you what, look at that. There's Carlos GB and Techno Thriller. They're all coming to play. This just gets crazy right here as Honey Badger gets another penalty. I'm going to lose my voice at the end of this. Joshua Fletcher, I don't know what happened there. He must have made a little bit of a mistake. The man with the pink helmet in the very differently coloured orange McLaren to what we're hoping for. Hopefully we'll see the better one in 2018. His tyres are gone by the looks of it. He can't catch up to either of these guys. He's braking late everywhere. Techno Thriller now in the Ferrari, aiming to pass the Haas of Carlos GB. Is there any penalties for the Toro Rosso driver there? Zippo.
Yes, there is.
Is there?
Yes, there is. He had a 3-second time penalty as well. The top 3 all have 3-second time penalties.
Techno Thriller having a little bit more than 3, to be honest. But here we go. He's aiming to pass Carlos on the road. He's on the faster tyres. He pulls to the inside. Has a look round the outside. Is he going to be brave enough to try around the outside into this corner? Carlos. Ooh, Carlos. Careful, mate. You almost cut him off there. You don't want to do that in these cars going 120 miles an hour into one corner. Look at that.
A little bit of lag in a session as well, I'm seeing.
Yeah, there is quite a bit of lag. I believe it's just from Carlos's end. This is unfortunate for Carlos. He's doing so well. I think 5th place is going to be the where he's going to be, but it's going to be a battle of penalties between these two because these two have got quite a bit together. Look at that. Techno Thriller pulls to the outside and just cuts in front of him. It's fine. Absolutely fine. He's got more power as we look.
Massive lock up there.
That's Noak. That's Hamilton.
Lock up.
Definitely is. No change, though, for the podium, how it is right now. See, as we look back, look at Techno Thriller. He is the one to watch right now. He could get 3rd place or even 2nd place on the road here if he's good enough. It's going to be interesting to see because we're on the penultimate lap here. And these guys are all so close together.
just on board Noek as he starts his final lap very soon. Going through the end of sector 2 as he approaches.
It's everyone. Techno Thriller's made a massive mistake. Here comes Carlos. Oh, Techno to the wall! Oh no!
I just got on board with that. Just got on board with that as he hit the wall.
That is unfortunate. And right there, that has spelt the end of Techno Thriller's podium sip charge, and there will be no Ferrari once again on the podium here tonight.
AJ picking up another 3-second time penalty as Noek starts the final lap now.
This is insane. Sector 2 and 3, the crossover has got yellow flags as they remove that Ferrari. Techno Thriller is going to be banging his head against the wall, and Maurizio Rubeni is going to be very angry with the man. He's just pushed too hard and tried to go over his tyres. They just lost grip, and that's unfortunate. And I think with the gaps, unless there's a major mistake from Noak at the end of this race, I don't think much is going to change now in the top top 5.
Will be interesting to see how the penalties pan out though.
Definitely would. Noak though losing the back end a little bit. No real danger of it though. I have to apologise to people watching the stream and the people who are going to watch the stream later on. I've been very excited tonight and I've been yelling quite a bit. Fletcher boy. Oh, another penalty. That could. No, I don't think it will do. Due to Carlos having a fair few. Here we go. Here's a battle on the track. But Noak, he's coming through the stadium section. Noak is going to win at Mexico and have a brilliant drive from pole position from a penalty to 7th place. And he wins ahead of GP1 Hamilton and Fletcher boy. The title goes
AJ on the back end of the court.
Yeah, just had a look at that. But the title goes on until Brazil, when this is going to get dicey. And Noak has revealed he will not be here for Brazil. This is going to go right down to the wire, especially here in AJ making a dangerous move. That needs to be handed back.
He has to give that back. He has to give that back.
He does have to give it back. It might be that he gets it back on penalties. No, that move should be given back. AJ, unfortunately, mate, you made a massive mistake there as Humber comes home in 7th. SFR Chopper in 8th. Honey Badger, who practiced so much, struggling. Is that lap 1 incident, and he's just absolutely struggled. There we go. Look at that. Honey Badger coming round to finish his race. Gamey Things in 10th place. And we only have 11 finishers after the struggle. Yeah, Lee Nell, he's going to be bitterly disappointed that he didn't get in the points this time. But it's going to be victory for Noah because we head over to the podium celebrations once Lee Nell crosses the line right now, and we will confirm the grid here as we watch Lee Nell spin across the track, showing, well, that's really how bad his race has been right there. So here we are heading towards the podium celebration, and that's a very happy chap there, a very happy German driver receiving a gold plate there, well, gold cup even, to win. Well, silver cup in this game. Apparently they can't do gold.
Carlos, 28 seconds time penalties.
That is horrific. Poor Carlos. It seems that he just struggled. He pushed too hard in this race. So,
driver of the day for me has to be the Gort.
Brilliant drive. Brilliant drive for driver of the day. And we'll have to see who, if the drivers agree. Look at that. Look at that. Sheer penalties for everyone, every driver. So the race finishes with Noak on top step, with Hamilton in 2nd, Fletcher Boy in 3rd, who unfortunately didn't capitalise on his position of starting 2nd. Carlos GB finishing 4th, brilliant drive for him, though it might be looked at from penalty side of things, not sure what will happen with the stewards. AJ finishing 5th, the Gort finishing 6th, that's definitely going to switch around. Humbug finishing 7th, Chopper finishing 8th, Honey Badger down in 9th, Gamey Things in 10th, Lee Nell rounding out the finishers in 11th. We lost Techno Thriller in dramatic fashion, both Renaults, Lance Stroll and apparently Nico Hulkenberg as well. So we lost Smelly Badger, Yuzi and S. Graham, as well as Techno Thriller. Whew.
What a race.
What an absolute stonker of a race right there. Absolutely mental. And we're going to get the top 3 in here now. And this is going to be a good one. I'm just gonna apologies for the screen going blue as I just suggest them now. Here we go. Let's get them in. Who are they? That's unfortunate. It's all right. I'll be able to suggest them to invite you. Who are we looking for? Noak. Fletcher Boy is up here. I'm not sure. Yeah. Do I have GP1 Hamilton on my friends list? I don't think I do. Let me just check. I do apologise for the screen going blue. Is Fletcher Boy's hiding offline? Thank you, Josh. I've got to go all the way through all of this. Yeah, Fletcher Boy hiding offline. Let me just check if I've got GP1 Hamilton on here. I do not, so we're going to have to invite him through the other way, which is a pain, but I'm going to have to. Where are you? You're not on the list here. Yeah, let me just find... So get him into this session here. Don't know why I haven't sent. I'll send him a friend request as well on stream in a second. I don't want to know how to follow him. God, yes, I understand this thing. Right, there should be an invite sent. Yeah, we go. I've suggested them. So that is. Apologies for the screen being blue for so much longer.
There we go.
There we go. There's a screen back. We go now, friends. We're for GP1 Hamilton. Woo, we've got friends. I tell you what, I feel sorry for those people. There's going to have to be a big headphone warning at that on the stream.
We got very excited there, didn't we?
Oh well, I think we all got excited. I always get excited. I was jumping up and down in my seat as Hamilton joins us in second place.
Good evening, Hamilton.
Hello.
Fletcher
Good
Boy
evening, Josh.
in third place. And where's the race winner? Is he coming in tonight? Hopefully he does join us. But while we're waiting, shall we go on to Joshua Fletcher? Mate, good race? Bad race? Saw a lot of you.
It was alright. It wasn't too bad. Fighting with Nurk at the end just cost me probably P2 in the end, but yeah, it's one of those. Time penalties and my tyres were on 78% at the end of the race, so I was pretty slow as well. But yeah, it wasn't too bad. I'm happy with third. Take it.
Battle goes to Brazil then next week.
Yep.
With Noak missing it, I hear today.
Mhm.
Should be interesting for you.
Alright, just an update on Noak. Noak cannot join this party for some strange reason. We'll try and investigate that after the race. I've just asked him to DM me all of what he needs to say and everything, which is good for him. So, Josh, you're fighting for the championship, and then in a space of less than a sector, to be honest, you drop from first and really to third. What were your emotions at that point?
I just kept going. I didn't really think about it, to be honest. Just trying to get Hamilton back, but my tyres were so far gone I couldn't keep up with them. Battling with Noak just took my tyres to way too much percent, and I could not keep my pace up.
So, just running in, we saw Noak hand back a position before Zippo came back. What happened there from your point of view?
Trying to think. He went in too deep into the second corner and hit me and sort of forced me off the track a little bit. And yeah, he gave the position back, so fair play to him for that.
I think good. I don't think the stewards will have any problem with that, do you?
No, that was fine.
So, we're trying to think, where were you in the race? Did you see the incident between Noak and Yuzi?
No, I didn't.
See, now that cost...
I wondered what happened to
Noak. No, we didn't see it at all, so we just ask everyone about it and try and sort it out. We have no reply from Noak at this point in time, which is unfortunate. So, congratulations on third place, mate, and you really can close the massive gap onto Noak come Brazil, can't you?
Yep, hopefully that's the plan.
Brilliant then. Congratulations on third place, mate, as we move on to GP1 Hamilton. Hello, mate. You're back again.
Hello, yeah.
Are you ever going to get a win?
Did you believe me when I told you I'm jinxed?
You're trying, mate. You're trying so hard. You did really well, though. So just take us through wet qualifying session. What did you think?
Well, to be honest, it's a mixed emotion. I messed up in qualifying. I took a brand new intermediate when the track was drying up. So I believe I started 10 or 9 or I don't know where. So the moment I was 5th, and I thought, yeah, I may get the podium here. But then when I left the pit, was a very new, I think like 4 laps behind Noek and Josh. I thought the win. I was really surprised to see Noek side by side. So yeah, that's where I thought I'm going to win. But unfortunately, it didn't happen.
So looking forward to Brazil. Obviously, Noak's not going to be there, which is a big talking point. This is the championship could be decided in this race, and he can't be there for some unknown reason. Do you reckon you can take a win, possibly if Marquez rejoins for next week? Do you reckon you could take the win against these guys in Brazil?
I don't know, but I will try. I don't know what Marquez faces there, and anything can happen, as you have seen here in the qualifying. Yeah, and I want to say something about Uzi. I didn't see the incident between Noak and Uzi, but I almost crashed into Uzi. I was, I think, following Carlos or Jones. I don't remember who.
At the start of sector 3, yeah, his AI took him straight across the track. Yeah, we saw.
Yeah.
At that point, Uzi had retired, so Uzi had no control there. Just going to say that.
Yeah, I almost crashed into Uzi. So
yeah.
And,
so
and
that was.
Carlos was defending really hard, really hard, and I think at some places he was waving. That's what cost me effectively the win.
We've seen that on stream, and I'm sure that'll be investigated by the steward. But that was, from what we determined, that was AI driving, not Uzi driving.
Noak hit Uzi. It wasn't Uzi's fault. I think he spun and then Noak went into him.
Well, I have a little comment on that from him. I asked him. I said, "Just how did your race go, mate?" And he said, basically, I was leading until I saw a yellow flag in the last sector. Turns out a player had spanned, so as we know, Uzi, and nearly took me out. I hit the wall and got wing damage and a 5-second stop-go penalty. So from then on, it was a recovery drive. And I tell you what, that's one hell of a recovery drive.
Yeah, it was. P7 when he came out of the pits after his penalty and a wing change, then still win the race. It's incredible.
Just had another thing. He said that he really enjoyed this race. He needed a good performance due to his absence next week. And I tell you what, this championship's going to go right down to the wire as we head to Abu Dhabi in 2 weeks. But still, as we say thank you to all, well, both of our podium sitters for 2nd and 3rd, and in a little spiritual thank you to Noak, who's just been DMing me his results. But still, absolutely brilliant, and thank you guys, and hopefully we can see some new faces on the top of the podium coming into Brazil.
Thank you, JB, and thank you, Zippo. You're doing a good job.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you. Cheers.
Yeah, thank you guys. Cheers.
No worries, guys.
Okay. Good night.
Good night, mate.
Good night, Hamilton.
So, in your limited experience of commentating on Event Zippo, where does this rate on the scale of 1 to, oh my god, that was insane?
That was pretty insane, wasn't it? It was a great race. You know, I said Gort driver of the day, purely from where we started to where we finished. Noek was incredible with Haveru drive. Yeah, it was a brilliant race. Really enjoyed it.
It definitely was, and I was just saying that our driver of the day picks don't really matter, as the drivers themselves will pick it. So we will bring up driver of the day again next race. Unfortunately, we didn't bring it up this race because we were a little bit rushed, bring it all in. So next week, we're not sure who will be co-commentating with me. It might be Peter rejoining us for the last couple of seasons, or it might be you, Zippo. So we'll either see you next week, or hopefully we'll have you watching the streams for us.
Yes, we'll be watching the streams if I'm not here.
Definitely, mate. So I've got to say a big thank you to you for rejoining us again on short notice, mate.
No worries. Thanks for inviting me again.
It's absolutely fine, and I can see that you really love being a commentator.
No, I have. I've enjoyed it. It's been good fun. I got more into it this week than I did last week, which is good. So the more I do it, the more relaxed I'll become.
It's brilliant for you to learn, sir. And what better place to learn it in such a championship battle we have going on right now?
It's a great battle. Yeah, excited to see how next week pans out.
Definitely is. All right then. So as we leave Mexico for Brazil next week, all the drivers are going to be ruining and licking their lips at the idea of one Mercedes being on the grid and possibly a reserve driver in that seat instead. So who's going to come out on top in Brazil? Will it be Fletcher Boy? Will it be Marquez? Or will it be Hamilton, who's hungry for his first win? We'll have to wait and see. So hopefully you'll come and join us next week. I would have to say thank you to everyone. So, as I say at the end of every stream, ta-ra, guys.
Goodbye.